I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I'm joined by John Belton, reserves coach from Blackfriars Old Scholars Footy Club in the Division 5, and he is our feature coach of the week. So, John, give me an insight into how you found yourself being the reserves coach.
Having started with Blackfriars 11 years ago when we first came into the competition, I just sort of started off as the A-grade coach and just thought that as time progressed I'd do a little bit of running and whatever, and thought that maybe I prefer to stay involved with the B-grade just to see a bit more development with the kids and try and form some stability within the club.
Absolutely, and obviously you do assist, so able to bring some of your experience from past into the present.
Yeah, there's a number of kids that are still playing that were playing when I was around, and certainly as an assistant coach you tend to look at the game a little bit sort of differently and sort of a little bit more remotely and look outside of the coach's eyes a little bit, which I think is it certainly helps my own development as well as hopefully contributing something to the A grade.
And so from your perspective, what do you feel like is the biggest difference between coaching a B grade side and an A grade side?
For me it's skill level. The lads from the B grade have got all the heart and desire to win, and it's just about getting them paced up with skill set and being able to execute the game properly. Absolutely,
and obviously spending a lot of time at the Blackfriars Old Scholars Footy Club, what do you feel like is the biggest change that you've noticed over the years?
Certainly, the biggest change in the last 3 or 4 years has been the depth that we've been able to achieve. More kids coming back that were old scholars. They've all got friends who are sort of attracting outside kids to the club, which is always great for our depth. And Alex Bojanic, the main coach, has been really good with producing an environment where kids really want to play, which is and develop, which is fantastic.
And also aiding a great environment to develop is the support of some great sponsors. So who does sponsor Blackfriars and keep them thriving rather?
Yeah, look, with certainly with old scholar sides, we're heavily reliant on the kindness of our sponsors, and the Wellington Hotel really do look after us. Prospect Meats and Lucia's, Fresh Fruiters in Prospect, are all wonderful sponsors of the club and have been for a number of years. And without them, we couldn't do what we do today.
And so what's next for Blackfriars? Anything important or exciting coming up for you guys?
Look, apart from the social gathering we've got next Saturday night, the Black and Blue cocktail show at the club, it's a question of getting everybody around the club and hopefully approaching the second half of the year with the same sort of vigour and getting numbers back to watch to help us through those games.
Awesome, thanks John. I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I was joined by John Belton, reserves coach from the Blackfriars Old Scholars Footy Club in the Division 5, and he was our feature coach of the week.